Do we throw it being 2x speed or no? Let me know. Anyways, I'm gonna do what it do till my food get hurt. All right, bet, man.
Merry Christmas, from Banks, formerly known as FaZe Banks.
I bet. Lock in, son.
What a fucking terrible day. What a terrible year.
What you get on Twitter for, bro? I don't believe you. I don't believe you, bro. You in that Rakai shit, bro.
I left FaZe 5 months ago.
I ain't gonna lie. Just at the start of this video, one thing he's doing that's frying me. Today, worst day of my life. Worst day of my life. Holy fuck. All right, A5. Handle your business, 5.
And this wasn't for a narrative. This wasn't for the camera. This wasn't for Twitter. This was very, very real.
Okay.
It was off the heels of some Twitter drama, and the boys were, getting blown up in their comms and in their chats. And as we all know, in this world, wacky, strange world of streaming, that's really all that matters. These streamers, all of them, every last one of them, are forced to appeal to their comms and their chats and narratives on Twitter. And if they don't, they lose viewers. If they don't, they take a hit financially to their career. And this
Ain't gonna lie. If that was a fact, right? And honestly, if that had anything to do with the situation, the boys wouldn't have left FaZe. Because we all know Lacey Chat don't want him to leave FaZe. Adapt Chat don't want him to leave FaZe. Max Chat ain't want it. Not everybody. A lot of niggas did. But 85% of these niggas chats don't want them to leave FaZe. So that doesn't apply to the situation at all, Adapt. I mean, fuck Banks, Ricky. Don't apply, gang.
It has a huge effect on who their friends are, who they're in relationships with, all of it, everything. The way they treat each other online is completely 100% based and rooted in the feedback that they get in real time from chats and comms. So again, as somebody, an old man, 34 years old, you guys never let me forget it, who no longer makes content, who doesn't have a stream, who doesn't have his own platform, it's impossible for me to create a narrative or control my narrative or really respond. Not that I really give a fuck to anyways, but yeah, all this drama is created, and we get on a call 5 months ago, and the guys are like, listen, we're over the drama. We think it's best if you just publicly step down from FaZe, just to cool down the drama online. I reacted very emotionally to this. I was obviously took it very personally and was offended because, again, I used my entire network, every dollar that I've ever made, everything that I've ever had, this brand that I built, I used all of it as leverage to start these guys as a content group and to kick this shit off with the sole goal and intent to bring FaZe back to the top, which we did. We did that all collectively. Over the last 2 years, FaZe has won Org of the Year twice. And yeah, I was the first guy in the room. These guys.
So what I'm getting from this, just off the muscle, these niggas came and made your failing clan great again. That's all I'm hearing right now. That's all I'm hearing right now. Fuck the sympathy farm. Fuck who they are as people. Fuck what they got going on. Fuck what you got going on. None of that shit matters. These niggas came and made your failing organization a winning and thriving organization. And when you did bad business, they wanted to leave. And you're upset about that?
Guys would have never lived in a house together if it wasn't for me. These guys are all, at minimum,
narcissists. You hear that right there? Right, just that one line right there, that tell you. Hold on, what'd he say? Hold on, what'd he say?
And yeah, I was the first guy in the room. These guys would have never lived in a house together if it wasn't for me. These guys are all, at minimum, 10 times the size in terms of audience and platform now as before they joined FaZe. These guys have all made millions and millions.
Is that not what your goal was?
Millions of dollars in the last 2 years, and none of them could ever dispute the fact. Max just said it himself on his stream. Joining FaZe was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. I've heard that from Lacey. I've heard it from Silky. I've heard it from Jason. I've heard it from Ron. I've heard it from Adapt. I've heard it from every single person that's ever joined FaZe, specifically these guys. And I'm here to tell you, as former FaZe Banks, this was one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my entire life. I gave up my entire adult life to this.
You ain't give up your entire adult life, gang. You 34. You got 39 years left, gang. You ain't get that shit up, my nigga. Not at all. You turned 18 when I was 5, nigga. Shut up.
I have put myself in millions and millions and millions of dollars in debt. I have never made not one singular dollar outside of my salary via FaZe. Not selling it, not buying it, raising money. I've just put myself further and further in debt. Yeah, I think FaZe to acquire and all the costs for these guys' careers over the last 2 years, I think ballpark 40 million bucks.
All right. Another question. Why should we care that you made poor business decisions and life decisions for yourself? And how could you be millions of dollars in debt when you rug pull niggas? How? How? Busy B? How, bro? Let me get that 20K and I'll shut up. Let me get that 20K and I'll shut up. Give me that 20K, I'll be quiet.
And I think probably collectively these guys have had to have probably made like 20 million in the last 2 years collectively, I would guess. And not $1 of that 20 million has ever gone back to FaZe. Never mind me. Even if it did ever go back to FaZe, that shit's, it's not mine.
Okay. So imagine this, right? The Lakers signed LeBron, right? They say we're gonna give you 40 million for 1 year, right? LeBron gets his 40 million. So that means he completed that 1 year contract, right? But the Lakers were already over their salary cap. Now the team is in debt. And now they have to get rid of players. But guess what? Bron is gone now. Bron has retired. Right? He's out the game. And now the Lakers are mad that they didn't touch money. You knew you were over your salary cap, nigga. Stop spending money on players that you can't afford, nigga. You're upset because you spent money on something that you can't afford, nigga. Now you're in debt, nigga.
And I just fucking can't believe it. I can't believe I'm in this position now where people are calling for my head. People are wishing for my death. People are telling me I ruined FaZe.
Niggas been wishing. Come on, bro. Stop acting. Bro, you are not new to the internet, gang. You said you gave up your whole... if you want to say you gave up your adult life, bro, you know niggas been wishing for your death before you ruined FaZe, nigga. Like, come on, bro. And I'm not even saying this nigga ruined FaZe. I'm saying poor business decisions ruined FaZe, nigga. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm jacking.
Ruined FaZe, guys. I ruined it. When I have had not one say in anything that's gone on in the last 5 months, and I set all this shit in motion in the first place, I ruined it. I ruined it. There's 5, 6 individuals who are multimillionaires.
This is a narcissist begging for sympathy, by the way, just so y'all could see the picture that's being painted right now.
And have beautiful careers ahead, and God bless you, and I wish you guys the best, and I ruined it. Yeah. The fact of the matter is, if we went in a time machine 2 years back and I decided to never try to fix this FaZe shit, I'd be much better off. I'd have more money, and these kids would just be doing what they were doing before. It's hard for me to sit here and take that. It really is. And I plan on going live tomorrow or the next days at some point in the future and really kind of just laying it all out. A to Z, start to finish, the entire 15-year history of this, specifically the last 2 years, specifically the behind-the-scenes shit and the dynamic between all the kids in the back end. Because I just watched some clips from this Black Boy Max stream where he's playing a laugh track over my tweet. And it's like, Max, I know we've had like our individual differences, and I know I haven't really seen eye to eye with a lot of the talent because truthfully and honestly, I find you guys all to be incredibly ungrateful. I find you guys all to have insane egos, and I think it's disgusting and makes me sick to my stomach that your guys' relationships with each other and with every other streamer and your community included is so incredibly fake. You guys.
Why does that matter? Whether or not I'm faking cool with a nigga for this camera has nothing to do with business, gang. Honestly, it really doesn't. In school, you know what they tell you? They say, when you grow up, you're gonna have to work with people you don't like. You're gonna have to handle it. That's what these niggas are doing. They worked with people they don't like. They may like them now, but at the point, maybe they didn't like them. They worked with people they didn't like, and now look at that benefit. They're up 20 M's collectively, and you're down, my nigga. Cry about it, gang.
Are the best actors on planet Earth, and you've made a complete career out of all of it. Max, these are your boys, but these are the same guys that said they fucking hated your guts after you left. And, you know, you're the program, you have an ego the size, you think you're Travis Scott and this and that. And also, like, Max, multiple conversations about you think you're Travis Scott.
I just wanted to make sure I was hearing that properly. Let's just run it back.
Left. And, you know, you're the program, you have an ego the size, you think you're Travis Scott and this and that. And also, like, Max, multiple conversations about how.
Y'all see what type of nigga he is? He put words in somebody else's mouth about how he was feeling, and it came out with it how he really felt once he got upset. A nigga's true colors will be revealed once he gets pissed off, bro. Facts.
Ron's content's cringe, and you guys didn't fuck with the dad. None of you guys fucked with Lacey or Jason in the beginning. You guys didn't want these guys to live anywhere near you. You barely wanted to share a brand with them. But FaZe was going to fund a Miami house for you, Rage, Silky, and Kason, so fuck it. We'll take what we can get.
Is that not the smart business decision? I don't like these guys. But if I could be under the same clan as them, like same team as them, right? And I could get my house paid for, my life paid for, and I can live with niggas I actually like and do this content shit that I've loved doing for my entire life, why the fuck wouldn't I do that, nigga? You're a retard.
And then it all worked, and we forced this relationship. And I was called a fucking retard then, and I was told then I was ruining FaZe, and now 2 years later, it wound up being the best thing that ever happened. So you understand why I'm sitting here and I'm frustrated. I would hope anyone watching could sit here and understand why I would be frustrated. While
you know this nigga mad, bro. You know he actually mad, and you know it's not one of them type of angers like, oh man, I'm really upset that this happened. It's one of them angers like, damn, they got me. Now I gotta fake like I'm mad because of this shit happening. But in all actuality, my true colors is just being revealed.
A fucking entire hate mob is coming after me on fucking Christmas, my first Christmas without my mom, when all I've
What does your mother have to do with you fucking niggas over in business?
ever fucking wanted to do is help FaZe be successful. That's all I've ever wanted to do. That's the only intent. Where's the money? I'm this fucking guy who's trying to take everything from everybody. Where is it? Then why the fuck am I millions of dollars in debt? Where is it? It's in Blackboy Max's bank account. It's in fucking Silky's bank account. It's in Jason, Ronaldo, Lacey's bank account. I wish this never happened.
Me and your BM back? Yeah! You and your BM back? Yeah! Go. Hey. You know who not back with their BM? This lame ass nigga right here. Nigga trying to sympathy farm and sympathy bait after he fucked niggas over, bro. Gang, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You gotta take that pain, gang. He is lame. He is genuinely lame, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck, and that's the thing. I fuck with FaZe, feel me? I can appreciate the things the nigga is dead, but in life, you gotta separate the artist from the art, my nigga. And this is a horrid person, gang. I'm keep it a buck. You scam niggas, you do bad business, then you throw dirt on niggas' names. You try to make niggas seem like they wildin'. You try to make niggas seem like they crazy. When in all actuality, you're a grown-ass man-child who's 34, still dilly-dallying in 20-year-old business, gang. Fucking scammer.
I wish that I never did any of this. And they'll all still tell you this was the best decision they ever made in their life.
You hear that? You wish you never did it. It's the best decision they ever made. Y'all, but guess what? One thing stays consistent throughout like that whole situation. Everybody chose to do it. You weren't forced. They weren't forced. Nobody was forced. Everybody chose to do it. So what the fuck are you crying for, gang?
I'm emotional and I'm passionate. I'm never going to apologize for that. Anything that I do, anything that I speak on, anything that I work on, any talent that I fuck with, anything that I touch, I will always be 100% 2 feet in. That's just who I am. And everything that I'm telling you guys right now is fucking straight facts. It's dead wrong, bro. This is unfair. It's unfair to drag me like this. It's unfair to pin me as some fucking horrible guy. Again, the fact of the matter is, every single one of these guys has a bigger platform and an audience because they joined FaZe and met me, and has millions and millions of extra dollars because they met me. Whereas I, on the other hand, have lost years of my life to this shit and am significantly worse off financially. Significantly. This has destroyed me. My whole life has been completely destroyed in the last 4 or 5 months, but nobody gives a fuck because I don't have a Twitch chat. And I refuse to be one of the people to just do what you guys are telling me to do. I don't know, guys, the streaming shit is so fucking fried. It really is. The narratives, the clips, the appeal to comms and chat, and like the willingness to just fucking, you know, it's funny. Everybody looks at these streamers as guys and people who have these massive audience and have influence over millions of people and can impose their opinions and their will on millions of people, but it's not true. It's the exact opposite. The traditional influencer is dead. These kids are the most heavily influenced people on the planet. They are puppets attached to millions of strings. And if their comms and their fucking chats say that the sky is red and they disagree and they say, no, chat, I think it's blue. Once that fucking viewer number starts to fall off, once they start to see L's in their chat, once they start to see hate threads in their fucking comms, they switch up real quick and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about objective truth. It's the sky is red. I've been trying to talk to these guys for 4 or 5 months and they don't give a fuck. All they care about is their stream, which is completely fine. I don't need them to give a fuck. I don't need anybody to pretend to care. I'm done pretending to care. But if I had
I think the nigga feelings just hurt, gang. I'm keeping it a buck. That's all I'm hearing. His feelings just hurt, bro. His feelings just hurt, bro.
100,000 viewers, my name was Kai Sinat, they'd fucking be on my dick. They'd be welcoming me with open arms. I would have had a big...
Nigga, you're not Kai, gang. You'll never be Kai. That's not who you are. Let me tell you why you'll never be Kai. 1, you're not black. 2, you're a scammer. 3, you're white. 4, 4, I'm gonna say you're 34. And 5, you're not a content creator. You're not.
Big fucking red comfy chair at the Streamer Awards to fucking, hey, come fuck with us, bro. Let's do a stream tomorrow. Like, that's just what it is. And you guys know that's what it is. And anybody arguing against that is just fucking completely lost.
Niggas is not arguing against it. I think niggas is more so, like, me personally, I know a lot of niggas probably heard this one was like, he makes a compelling argument. Nigga, he's saying a whole bunch of nothing, gang. Whole bunch of shit we don't care about. How do I tell you? Your business decisions has nothing to do with us. You want us to sympathize with you over some shit you did. What? Why should we care? Why? Oh, I'm a millionaire that lost millions. When? Okay? Like what, nigga? Figure out another scheme to get rich from and keep doing that shit, nigga. Enough said. Stop all this crying on the internet, bro. His words, not mine. Like I fucked this whole shit up. FaZe, everything. Like damn. I talked to them this before Subathon a couple weeks ago, but niggas didn't want me back. I understood they don't owe me anything, to be honest, but I just don't know what I offer. And I think everything will go even crazier, but ultimately this is on me. I'm still cool with everybody though. I show love where I can. More than anything, I dead miss working with you and Red. Like I said, the N-word and contract shit threw me off bad, bro. Oh, like I said, the N-word and contract shit threw me off bad, but I'm past that, and we talked about it, so I don't give a fuck, and I get your POV. Interesting. Never one time did I tell him he was falling off of all these. Alright. Before we watch that, watch this, because obviously those tweets are in response to whatever Max said.
I talked to Lacey and Ron today. They're all going live tomorrow, and they're going to speak from the chest as to why they left FaZe. It's the most I've talked to these guys in the last 5 months, and it's all just become a lot clearer as to like how this all came to be, and it just...
I don't lie, bro. This is going to be a long-ass 20 minutes, chat. How I tell y'all?
Yeah, it sucks. The whole thing fucking sucks for everybody. And I don't think these guys are interested in it being farmed or, you know, this whole FaZe thing, all the work and effort that everybody's put in over the last 2 years. Those guys, me, all the staff, it's just being fucking completely shit on and stomped on right now. And I don't think anybody feels good about that. But the one person that jumped straight on the opportunity at the fucking first chance they got to jump right in the middle of it and farm it, Black Boy Max. You can always count on him. And wow. Max, I'm going to be talking to you directly. And for everybody watching, I'm going to be sharing our conversations from the time I left FaZe till now, including all the drama and all the issues, supposed issues that me and Max have had. Because his cousin just went live, and apparently I'm this fucking awful, terrible guy, monster, who Max had all these issues with.
Well, let me see what my nigga Fat Boy Dip had to say. I already know my nigga Fat Boy Dip had some real important shit to say. Word buzzing.
I've seen these messages. We're gonna talk about them though, cause I'm still a real nigga at the end of the day. I called this nigga the other night. I was like, "Yo, bro, like, what's up with you, bro?" He's like, "Yeah, I was depressed. I don't even know what's going on." I said, "Bro, next time you got depressed, you gotta call Banks. Kill yourself." I'd rather you kill yourself than let a fuck nigga get this shit off. I ain't gonna lie.
That's valid takes. How do I tell you that? That's valid takes. You don't understand. The amount of power that you give a nigga like Banks. Y'all see the first thing Banks did was weaponize this shit. He's like, what? How are me and Max on? Bro, y'all know how many times I've been on bad terms with niggas, but like conversations still had, stuff still happens. It's like, bro, especially when you become like, let's say emotionally or even financially, and I'm not saying Max financially dependent, but like when you spend a lot of time with somebody, bro, like a friend, bro, and you look at somebody as an equal, feel me? Or you might look up to somebody because the things that they have done for you, the things they have helped you, feel me? Like overcome or achieve, you will come to them a lot, bro. And this is just one of them cases. Max came to Banks a lot. You know what that nigga did? Ha ha ha! Look, guys. This is what your favorite streamer has to say. Ha ha ha! On some lame shit. That's all he did.
Don't lie, chat. Kill yourself before you let a fuck nigga get this shit off. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's genuinely lame, bro. I'm keeping it a buck. Keep it a buck, bro.
Like a bitch who I kicked out, nigga. I ain't trying to hear none of that mental health shit.
All right. Clarifies the text with Banks involving Yana. I don't want to do just music. Max is trying to be more than just a music streamer. He wants to be an entertainer. So,
with the Yana shit, that's two ways. Yana said just music. Max is trying not to just be a music streamer, chat. So he doesn't want to be looked at as just a music streamer. He wants to be an entertainer.
I'm saying it. I understand that. But fuck that, my nigga. That's not what we worried about, bro. Let me go to 5-star com. Let me dead go on to 5-star com. I can go Fat Boys on him, but I'm gonna go 5-star. I'm going 5-star on him. I'm going 5-star on him.
Yeah. And then worst come to worst, you need to come over to Rock Nation. I got you.
Alright, bro.
I got you, I swear.
Yo, why'd you call me to tell me you got mid-level Jews? We going against the elite ones.
You talking about mid-level Jews? I got the top of the top. What are you talking about, man? I got the Rock, man. Who you need? I got them all.
Charlie D'Amelio, you was able to manipulate her because she was young.
See, and I feel like he manipulated PBM, bro. I'm keeping it a buck. And yes, grown men can be manipulated. This is Elizabeth Campbell Jones, who was born in 2003, making her 18 during 2021. Banks 30. Released the files.
PBM. Shout out to PBM on 100 gifted. Appreciate you, bro. Shit's just sad, bro. Cause this shit really did mean something to me, bro.
Oh, yeah, that nigga hurting, bro.
But yeah, bro. Shout out my, you feel me? I want to shout out my old team, honestly. Shout out Fat Boy, that he not on my team no more, but shout out Yaya, shout out.
The ultimate line has been crossed. To lie about something so, you guys are pure evil. Oh, they talking about this. They talking about this Charlie D'Amelio shit. For the record, I first met Charlie in April 2024. In April of 2024, a couple weeks before her 20th birthday. Our relationship is nobody's business. And it's disgusting that these people lie about it to hurt me. Was there regard of how it affects her? Now I'm on the phone with Charlie as I type this. This is beyond unfair. Neither her or I deserve this. And we again, we will be in pursuit of the truth. We have legally our lawyers will be in contact with Playboy Max team. Playboy Max made zero comments. He made zero comments about the Charlie D'Amelio shit, gang. That's how you know he really did that shit. You see, she put the thumbs up. Oh yeah, it's over. A thumbs up when we know you signed the NDA is crazy. Legally, you cannot type anything about this matter. Thumbs up will do.
She was 17, Ricky. She was 17.
B5, you the one. Even if she's 20, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Even if she's 20, gang, you gotta understand. Even if she was 20, you gotta understand, gang. There is a chance, and I'm not saying this happened, but let's say if there's a 20-year-old girl, right, in the world. There's a 20-year-old girl, and there is a 33-year-old man, right? And this 33-year-old man has been seeing this 20-year-old girl since she was 17, let's say, right? And what I mean by seeing, I mean just seeing her on the internet, you feel me? Like interacting with her content, you feel me? Like likes, feel me? Just like her posts, viewing them, feel me? Seeing stuff she posts and stuff like that, right? Let's say they started talking cordially through the internet. Let's say that happened, right? Let's say he made her sign the NDA, right? Let's say that happened, right? So they meet, and they meet when she's 20, right? That is grooming. How do I tell you? From the time y'all first sent the text message, and your intent was to come across a intimate relationship with this person who was coming of age in a very, very soon, that is grooming, and that is not okay. Facts. I believe personally that this 20-year-old girl, I'm not talking about this situation at all, but I'm just saying this 20-year-old girl in this hypothetical situation scenario should not be talking to this 33-year-old man. I don't think that's crazy. I don't think that's crazy at all.
Hold on, they sending the clip, Morgan. I'm gonna be real. Like, if you're throwing out accusations of underage girls, like, I'm just trying to be honest here. If you're throwing out an accusation of an underage girl, you definitely need to, like, be held accountable for that.
Morgan, you're cool.
That is something that's so serious. That's like a career-destroying, illegal, nobody wants to have anything to do with you type of thing to say. Like, you should not be saying that. Like, if you think that, you need to be talking to the police. You need to be talking to somebody else.
I don't lie. I never said anything happened. Everything I'm saying is just on Twitter, bro. I had nothing to do with none of this shit. If you
her because she's a young. She was. Charlie D'Amelio was 17.
Bankstein. Adapt. Apex. Holy shit! How do I tell y'all? None of these people are here. Holy fucking schmucks, dude. This is hilarious, bro. Max hasn't said a single word about Banks or Charlie D'Amelio. And to think real people are siding with Banks. This guy just has a hate boner for Max because he can't control him anymore. That's Okie facts. I'm gonna keep it a buck. So Okie facts. You know when you dislike a nigga so much because you ain't got that power over them no more? It's literally what this is. Oh yeah, legendary lineups. This is legendary lineups, bro. Nah, niggas doing the coke though. Holy shit. I don't lie. We heard some things about you, bro. How can we include Playboy Max? Facts. Barley House surveillance sheds on controversy. Wait, what happened? Wait, no. What is this? I'm confused. Hold on, what is that? Hold on, I'm looking confused though. We gotta thank Speed's manager for saving Max from Diddy phase. Real shit though. Facts.
Get mad at the nigga who enabled it and set that up, or get mad at the nigga who reacted.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Banks, Busy B. You gonna get mad at the niggas who reacting? Or, I mean, you really ain't got nobody to be mad at but yourself, gang. How do I tell you? Banks really was nurturing and allegedly, I'm just reading the tweet. I'm dead just reading the tweet. I'm dead just reading it. Banks was allegedly nurturing and grooming a young, impressionable teenager girls, pushing them to do OnlyFans down the line through content creation. All he's missing is a fucking island to his name. Dreamo was 17 when he got mixed up with Banks and he started pimping OnlyFans girls, by the way. Dreamo, no. Dreamo. So that's why Dreamo be with all the that's why Dreamo always got the girls coming through. It makes sense now. So y'all remember Dreamo always got the girls coming through. If y'all know who Dreamo is, Dreamo was a part of Max's team. Feel me? Nigga Bruce been saying she was 17, but now when FBD says that Banks gives a fuck. Granted, Bruce ain't called 911 on stream, but that's still hypocritical. And Banks not even targeting the nigga who said it. He's going for Max. Nigga, what? He's a dick rider, that's all. How do you fuck up so bad? Hey, I ain't lying, yo. This a legendary squad, bro. I don't think niggas understand. This a legendary squad. How do I tell you niggas, bro? How do I tell you this legendary squads, gang? This dead legendary squads. You see Prince is in all of them pictures. Nigga, shout out my nigga Prince. Shout out my nigga Playboy. Shout out to 5, nigga. Shout out to 5, bro. Shout out to 5, nigga. I rep the 5. Facts. Playboy Max team not responding. You're gonna have to DM hints.
Backups too.
Whisper.
Or whatever.
I'll
I
say
got
it
in
for you.
lobbies with
Whisper in my
FaZe
ear.
Rain.
Right now, Ron.
And I started crying because I was like, oh my god, I'm in a lobby with a FaZe member.
Whisper in my ear.
Got caught up. Yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie, yeah. This nigga wild.
I was upset. Everyone was upset. But no, it was never hate. It was just sad. And we figured that out internally. I also see a thing that says Max wanted to join back FaZe. I told Max he shouldn't join back FaZe, and I called him before this to confirm this, and he agreed. He shouldn't join back FaZe because of all the hate that he got when he left. I did not want him to get hate rejoining. I did not want people to think that he needed us, and I did not want people to think that he got forced into this, that he felt bad.
I ain't gonna, that's some W man shit, bro. That's all that sound like to me. That's all that sound like to me. This rug tweet about to hit like Lucas Shams from 2011 through 2026. I am closing my chapter with FaZe Clan. Damn. FaZe losing everybody. Holy shit. Makes you think Banks lied about his involvement. He 1,000% lied about most of the shit he pinned on Max this morning. Ludwig confirmed Banks was part of Hardscope. Hold on. Wait a minute. So Hardscope is apparently a brand that owns Hardscope is a brand that owns Twitch, right? Banks said owns FaZe. Banks said he no longer owns FaZe, but he holds a share and a percentage of what? Hardscope. Therefore, he still owns a part of FaZe. Facts. And a lot of niggas know that. Our loyals would be in contact with Playboy Max team. Nah, this is a legendary team. I ain't gonna lie. This dead a legendary team. Keep it a buck. We don't care about Duke in the stream. I'm keep it a buck. Like, hold on, wait, that sounds crazy. We care about Duke in the stream. We dead care, bro. FaZe Banks. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's get up.
since Max wanted to go live and talk about standing on business and I was right and look who was right and I left FaZe first and look at me, 100K viewers, high as off the clout, just proving everything that I said.
This Banks was calling Max in the car. And they're like, yo, this Silky, though, he's lazy as da-da-da-da-da. Not even knowing Max was on speaker. Silky is right next to Max.
Apparently I'm this awful, terrible guy, monster, who Max had all these issues with.
Max and Banks got in an argument. He calls other FaZe members and says, this.
Now, I thought I was gonna have a brief moment of rest in this entire FaZe saga, but before I could really even shut my eyes and close my PJs in my robe to give myself a little bit of a break, FaZe Banks came out and did his scorched earth attempt about Plaqueboy Max, seemingly exposing him as being some sort of liar, deceiver to his audience, trying to get the community to galvanize some sort of support around him. But I'm gonna be quite honest with you, everything I watched from those videos to those text messages just confirms everything that I've been saying for the past year about the FaZe Collective. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way. Us unemployed gotta stick together during this holiday season. Now, back into the content. Now, I know eventually that one of these FaZe guys will be the one to pop the top off of everything. When I got called out last year by Ron, Lacey, and Banks, and we had our whole Discord argument, I saw who was reacting, how they were reacting, and what they were saying. And there was one person who kind of just stayed silent, just kind of watched, that's tough, etc., but didn't join in on the dog pile for the most part. And that was my good buddy Plaqueboy Max. Since that situation, he took his departure from the FaZe Collective, saying that he had mental health issues, he was struggling to find himself, he was burnt out from his 365 challenge, and specifically, well, really unspecifically because he couldn't get into too many details, he didn't have ownership of anything. If you're new to the saga and you haven't tapped in just quite yet, Plaqueboy Max's cousin Fatboy Dip came to the internet exposing how the FaZe Collective wanted to charge Plaqueboy Max an insane amount of money for housing.
Gang, you see that little townhouse that Max was in? They tried to make that pay 20 bands a month. What the
20 bands a month.
Or give a percentage of myself. What the
What? Now later on in his own stream, Plaqueboy Max would all but verify the claims that his cousin made and ultimately sprinkling on some more seasonings to the healthy stew that says that FaZe Clan was ruined by FaZe Banks. Now there's a deeper conversation about how the FaZe Collective wanted to come back and recoup a whole bunch of money from them, which we'll get into at a little bit of a later time. But ultimately just know that FaZe Banks was called out by Plaqueboy Max. Now this situation would cause FaZe Banks to do a retaliation. And in that retaliation, FaZe Banks naturally would go on the defense, saying that, you know, these guys were fake and ungrateful.
I just watched some clips from this Plaqueboy Max stream where he's playing a laugh track over my tweet. And it's like, Max, I know we've had like our individual differences, and I know I haven't really seen eye to eye with a lot of the talent because truthfully and honestly, I find you guys all to be incredibly ungrateful. I find you guys all to have insane egos, and I think it's disgusting and makes me sick to my stomach that your guys' relationships with each other and with every other streamer and your community included is so incredibly fake. You guys are the best actors on planet Earth.
Now I go into detail in the live stream that I just did in the previous video, but ultimately that set off the chain reaction. That chain reaction would lead to a scorched earth moment where Plaqueboy Max's cousin Fatboy Dip came back to the internet and revealed even more secrets that would disprove any narratives about this collective organization being genuine, friends, etc., and that there wasn't any sort of nefarious deeds behind the actions that FaZe Banks and whoever the ownership group was doing.
This nigga Banks was calling Max in the car, saying like, yo, bro, they were just talking. And they're like, yo, this nigga Silky, though, he's lazy as fuck, da-da-da-da-da. Yo, you would've thought we was in a skit, talking crazy shit, not even knowing Max was on speaker. Silky is right next to Max, talking crazy shit about the nigga in Miami, saying this nigga's lazy, I don't know about this nigga. And when he comes back, yo, this is my brother, So I guess we all fake then, nigga.
Guys, I've been waiting for this moment for so long. I don't think people really understand how hard it is to contain the excitement that I have. Last year on the live stream, FaZe Banks said that all of this was genuine. All of this was real. And I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't genuinely or really real talk behind my friend's back or my bro's back. That just seems like somebody who is fake and who is a deceiver to me. He also made a claim that there weren't financial ties to these guys, which I guess on paper at the time were to be true. But at that moment, I know for a fact that FaZe Banks and the FaZe Collective, I'm talking about the ownership group, were ultimately going to want to seek financial gain from these guys. So it makes a lot of sense why Plaqueboy Max's cousin would talk about this Spotify deal that...
Hold on, yeah, because I seen this is crazy. Just watch what niggas
I was secretly and under the table put in for Plaqueboy Max in order for, the FaZe collective to benefit and Max not see any money behind it. A conversation about brand deals came up, and for those that don't know, this is where the management companies get a lot of their dollars and cents. That's where they take their 15, 20, 30, 40% of the cut. And when Plaqueboy Max had his room decorated, all of a sudden there was a big Spotify logo in the background. Now, naturally, because these are young kids, they think it looks cool and official, but I know that that's not cool and official like that. What happens is ultimately...
I was wondering why that happened. I was wondering why I was watching. I was like, that shit, that don't even look right. Oh, is it to make the booth seem like, or this really some real shit, like everything that happened here going on Spotify, like I was wondering what was happening. Watch this.
Once these things get clipped up and repurposed and repackaged, that's an ad that goes across TikTok 40,000 times, not just by the creator themselves, but by all the clip pages, the meme pages, etc., etc. Just a perpetual ad that will always exist in your background. But somebody has to pay for that perpetual ad. And if somebody has to pay for that perpetual ad, that means somebody has to, make bank off that perpetual ad. But Max wasn't making the bank. It seems that FaZe Banks was making the bank.
Nigga, I'm like, gang, you're Plaqueboy Max. You can get that yourself. And if you want to split it, that's cool. What the fuck? So we end up taking it down. Little dude, we know they're selling his identity without letting him know.
Wow.
And so Max ends up leaving FaZe. We only knew this because he left FaZe. He got the deal on Spotify. They dropped FaZe and gave it to Max. Guess how much this was for? 400 bands for 5 months. Niggas about to run off half the ticket off a nigga. Half the...
Holy fuck. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. If I ever found out I was being used by them niggas, I would be OD tight. What am I, bro, Buzzer? What a bro. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. If I ever found out, oh my God. Yo, y'all know them niggas got ties, bro. Y'all know they got ties. That's the only reason why Banks got the money he got. All that scamming, all that shit he was doing, yeah, we know the truth, Busy B. We know the truth, nigga. We know the facts behind it all.
Take it off a nigga. Chat, so this makes sense, imagine LeBron James and the Lakers working together, and the Lakers take all the money from a commercial with Beats.
Now pay close attention, because this is where it really gets interesting. That sponsor game and ad game is where a lot of dollars and cents lies. And once these management companies start to come in, that's where they seem to reap their benefits and rewards. You'll notice that there's a shift in the types of sponsorships that these brands or entities or content creators can bring in. And that's due to the vested interest that, these new management companies has. And that's not me just saying this. Fellow FaZe member FaZe Swag even talked about how the ads and sponsors just switched up. One day they were getting things like big contracts from Porsche, McDonald's, Xfinity, and the next thing they could only get was 4 loco deals. It didn't make sense.
The boys are at the height of everything. They're back-to-back orgs of the year, fucking demons. Everybody in FaZe averaging 10, 20K. All the boys are averaging 10, 20K viewers, and then the best sponsor we could grab was 4 loco. I was sitting there thinking something's weird. I feel like, especially with now, the best we can do is 4 loco, bro. There's 7 people in FaZe averaging 20K viewers. These motherfuckers, they should have been on a cover of cereal boxes.
Yeah.
I was sitting there wait, there's something's not making sense. How the fuck 2 years ago did we have Porsche and McDonald's?
Hell, even friend of the show TK exposed some messages between him and FaZe.
My fault, I ain't see this. I just hold on.
FaZe or ex-FaZe, your rage about the money situation and how fucked up it was. Chasing that money trail reveals all secrets. And that's where you get FaZe's majority owner, Matt Kalish, co-founder of DraftKings and CEO of Hardscope, the production management company that's over FaZe. He basically verifies the claims in a Bloomberg article about the unsustainability of the current FaZe structure, but more importantly, the fact that he injected a bunch of money into them and then ultimately tried to recoup it in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Now, he did give the option for them to go independent, but ultimately the deal that they were signing is the deal that FaZe members are talking about being a 360 deal. Now, on one end, I get it. It's a business. You want to make some money. But on the other end, FaZe Banks told me, Omar Omeezy, a year ago that this wasn't about the money. This wasn't about all this other stuff. This was just about friends coming together and making content. I call bullshit. It was bullshit back then and it's bullshit now. And the reason why I took you down that little detour is because guess who also is a part of that Hardscope acquisition of FaZe? That's right, Banks.
Banks was pushed out of FaZe by the FaZe members, right? And they wanted Kalish to run it. So now there's this thing called Hardscope that now owns FaZe, which Banks has a part of. So you still part of FaZe. What are you talking about? Niggas is liars, bro. You still are part of FaZe because you own Hardscope, nigga.
So simple. So Banks. And in the last part of this live stream by Fatboy Dip was FaZe Banks being accused of saying the N-word in reference to Blackboy Max. He called up the other FaZe members after he left and said, yo, this nigga is tripping, basically.
When Max left, he called him like, yo, bro, why you leaving? Why you leaving? He would give him all the reason. He's like, yo, bro, the last reason for real was, you called me a nigga. You know what this response was like? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that? What? What? And he's like, bro, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I know you said that shit. He's like, bro, I was angry.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all know how uncomfortable position you in when you friends with a white nigga and they call you the N-word, bro. And then imagine that, but the nigga has ownership over you. That shit must feel like swallowing a bunch of fucking thumbtacks at once. Holy shit, I feel bad for niggas, bro. I dead ass do.
Angry, but keep it a buck, bro. That's not the reason you left FaZe. Keep it a buck. Don't put that on me, bro. You know I'm going through a lot, bro. You know I love you. You're going through a lot. I'm going through a lot. Don't put that on me, bro.
Now, in that short 17-minute live stream, there was a lot of damning evidence about the other ways that, you know, FaZe Banks was a part of the snaking of the FaZe members. And just to put the sprinkle on top, he also outlined the fact that FaZe Banks called Max a racist slur. Just full stop. Coming from a black man. Calling a black man from a white man, the word nigga is a racist slur. Don't let nobody tell you any different. So between all the internet drama, all the people dogpiling on him, making claims that, you know, you're a deceiver, you're a liar, you're all this, that, and the third, FaZe Banks would have a lot to address when he came back to the internet. And you'll never guess what he decided to address and not address in all of it.
As it goes for this word that I said, first of all, I didn't say this targeted toward you. This wasn't said in any sort of racist connotation. I said this word in an emotional response, and I said, fuck all y'all blanks. And it's a fucking mistake, and I'm fucking retarded. I'm a 34-year-old man-child, and I have many, many flaws. And I'm an idiot for saying that.
You see, and this is why I hate y'all black asses on this internet. Y'all have white men justifying the fact that they didn't say a racist slur in a racist way. God, this shit pisses me off.
Yo, that shit is so annoying. Why did he be like, but I didn't mean it like that though. No, I didn't mean it like that though. So it's not racist because I got black friends. My black friends let me say nigga. I didn't mean it. Come on, guys. Come on. You guys know that's not even my character. Come on, guys. Guys. That's not me. Come on, boys. Come on. My niggas. My niggas. My niggas. Y'all know that's not me, my niggas. All my niggas. Y'all know that's not me. You niggas know. Tell these niggas stop playing with my name, Max. Let these niggas know, Max. And Fatboy Dip. Nigga, when I catch you, I didn't mean it like that, though. Come on. Come on. I got you in a 360. I got you in a 360. Come on, bro. We know about you, Busy B. We know how you get.
Yeah, you guessed it. He didn't acknowledge the things about him taking money, him owning a part of FaZe, these 360 deals. He didn't acknowledge any of that. Not any substantial way. He acknowledged the fact that, yo, him and Max have been talking, him saying the N-word.
I'm saying he never acknowledges what's real. Like, he always say, no, bro, these guys are fake. They're bad friends. He never say, no, bro. Well, I never scammed him out of 40 million. I ain't have full ownership of them. What? No, he never does that. It's always, yo, these guys are fake friends. This is not a real org. And if you guys look up to these guys, they're not real influencers. And back in my day, bitch, shut up, you 30, bitch. You 30. Get kids, nigga. Worry about some grown man shit.
actually wasn't really a problem, which is crazy to me. And the fact that Max is bringing up all this stuff right now is because he has some sort of ego and he's the Travis Scott of the group and he just wants to be popping and lit and blah, blah, blah. Oh, God, it's so hard to take this man serious.
Because his cousin just went live and apparently I'm this fucking awful, terrible guy, monster, who Max had all these issues with. But as you'll see, and when I share our conversation, that's not the energy that Max has given me over the last 5 months. As a matter of fact, and not to spoil anything, but I've talked to Max more in the last 5 months than every other FaZe member combined. Max has asked me for opinions on everything.
You had a lot to make up for after saying nigga, gang. Let's keep it a buck. You said nigga, niggas got mad, and you was like, wait a minute, maybe if I text him every day, maybe I'll be able to make this right. Maybe I can I fix it, Max? My nigga, my nigga. My niggas, my nigga Max, my niggas. You my nigga Max. What's up, nigga? All that bullshit.
From creative to content to his career. He's asked me personally for help managing his career from here on out. He's confided in me about his team sucking and things falling apart. And the big one, since Max wanted to go live and talk about standing on business and I was right and look who was right and I left FaZe first and look at me, 100K viewers, high as fuck off the clout and the fucking engage, just proving everything that I said 100% right yesterday. The streamer brain shit is real. They are actors. And he jumped on this opportunity not because he cares about anything that I've done or cares about anything that I've said. It's because it makes the most sense.
Banks will go on a long monologue talking about how Blackboy Max constantly hit him up, was actually still friends with him, and didn't actually have these feelings that were, depicted in his cousin's stream. Now, we'll decipher through some text messages here in a second, but I just want you guys to know that he never even addressed any of, the claims about him owning this, him doing that,
That's how you know a nigga, what a nigga really got going on, because he won't, a nigga true colors will show, gang. Of course he never gonna say, nah, bro, well, I never did that. Because he know all the FaZe boys gonna come out and leak what the fuck actually happened. We know what type of man you are, Banks. We know you a scammer, gang. You hit my big brother with the MLG 5 years ago, gang. You got him in the MLG, you feel me? You almost got my mom, but that was when she was first getting in the stocks, gang. If you would have got my mom, Banks, I would have caught you outside of Chrome and I would have beat shit down your leg, nigga. In GTA. Yeah, Banks, we know about you, gang. We know.
Not genuine in this conversation, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth. It's funny because when we had that live stream exchange, he was so gung-ho and proud to dispel any narrative about, his knowledge about different things, people taking advantage of these guys, the genuineness of the relationship. But all of a sudden, he is mums the fucking word. It's amazing to me how quiet he is about the actual facts and stuff that probably matters more than, Blackboy Max texting you and y'all's feelings and this, that, and the third. Did you take advantage of them, Banks? Yes or no? Go react. That's all we want to know. I do want to circle the block back here on this whole N-word saga because instead of just plainly taking accountability, and I just mean leaving it at a full stop, yeah, I did say that shit and it was wrong, etc., etc. No, Banks doubles, triples, and quadruples down on the deflection game and says, hey, I did say that, but you don't actually care about those things because you would have been brought it up. And in fact, your buddies say it too. And do you care about that?
If you really have a problem with that,
this is the whole shit the nigga said. This some of the whole shit the nigga said. Just listen to the nigga, bro.
Why has it not been a problem for the last 5 months? If you really have a problem with that, why have you told me multiple times I don't have a problem with that, we're good? If you really have a problem with that, and I could say this, Ron, last subathon, fucking said it. Muted his mic and said it. The chat laughed, and everybody told him to say it. And he said it. Lacey has admitted to saying it publicly. You know this. So why isn't that a problem? Other members in FaZe have said it in the confines, behind the scenes, off cam, in the presence of other black creators and FaZe members. And this was never a problem.
In my opinion, bro, I don't believe in it. And this is coming from a real nigga, a nigga who is pro-black, a nigga who loves his people, a nigga who understands the history of the N-word and how this shit is used and weaponized, a nigga who understands how Christianity was weaponized and used to make black people docile during slavery, a nigga who understands black history. I will never give out an N-word pass. I will never tell a nigga it's okay. I will never debate with a nigga about him saying the N-word around me. I will never allow a nigga that's not black to say the N-word around me. I will never feel comfortable when a nigga who's not black says the N-word around me. I don't care if you're my friend. I don't care who you are. If you are not black, don't say that shit. And when I was younger, yes, I'll admit, when I was younger, bro, I used to, yeah, bro, say it, bro. I want to see you. Yeah. I used to do all that young bullshit. We not on that no more, bro. We dead not on that. I dead have morals and I dead have an understanding of how shit really is. And you feel me? Like the damage I was doing to my own community when I was younger. I dead understand that now. You feel me? So we not doing none of that. And honestly, if what Banks is saying is true, that is some black and white animal shit, bro. That's some black and white animal shit, bro. That's some black and white animal shit, bro. Y'all know what black and white animal I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one that be in garbage cans, that be eating the food out the garbage can. The ones that you don't really see too much. That got the little eye shit going on with the dark circles around their eyes. Y'all know what animal I'm talking about. Ain't none of that shit flying around these parks. I ain't gonna lie though, bro. And I don't think that shit cool. I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's funny at all. And if niggas really understood the damage that they was doing to their own culture and community, they might stop letting their white friends say the N-word. Feel me? They might stop.
It's only a problem now because it's convenient for you and for this narrative to make me look like shit and to make you look right.
Damn. That sounds like those cultural differences that I was talking about last year. I really do hate the fact that y'all have these white creators coming on the internet talking about how it's okay to say the N-word in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And these guys said it, and those guys said it, and everything's just comfortable saying. That shit really annoys me. Aiden's whack ass said some comments about it too, and I really can't get behind that shit. That shit is stupid. But nonetheless, FaZe Banks would go on after the video to break what a lot of people would consider
honestly,
to be a cardinal.
And that's why, honestly, bro, I don't really like. It's like I fuck with these streamers, but I fuck with them for the content and the entertainment they provide. Other than that, bro, I just assume that these niggas are all shit humans. Let me keep it a buck. There's some shit you gotta assume, cause, especially with the white streamers, bro. A lot of people. I bet you Dan Clancy says the N-word. I bet you, gang. I bet you, gang. Come on, bro. If he don't, shout out to my nigga Dan. You feel me? But it's like being black in a predominantly like white community, like being black in spaces that are not a lot of black people in, you see a lot of shit and you learn a lot of shit. You realize how much bullshit really happens. You feel me? And you realize how much bullshit that you're doing yourself. You feel me? So it's like, I don't know, bro. This shit just ass, bro. I'm cute, but it's just ass, bro. We gotta claim our culture back. We got niggas walking around just saying nigga this, nigga that, nigga this, nigga that. That shit's sad. Almost, yeah, bro, I said it, but so did he, bro. Shit not okay. Shit, I don't even think the little jokes that niggas be making is okay. But shit, I mean, if other niggas find that shit funny, then fuck it, bro. I suppose. If other niggas find that shit funny,
EWING.
I suppose, bro. Feel me? I suppose.
Cardinal sin, releasing text messages that would seemingly show that, Max kind of regrets some of these situations, how, he didn't actually care about the N-word, how they still rock with each other, etc., etc. Max would say, allegedly, like I said, the N-word and contract shit threw me off bad, bro, but I'm past that, and we talked about it, so I don't give a fuck. And I get your POV. I do find it weird when black people let white people say the N-word, but I do find it very choice that Banks addressed this in this fashion. And it's also interesting that he keeps saying like, yo, these creators keep playing this community game, trying to galvanize these people. But I can kind of see through this smoke screen dance. Obviously, there would be a bunch of black people, commentators, onlookers, fans, etc., that would get upset finding out that white people are saying the N-word. They would also, though, get upset that there are black people who allow these things. So I believe that Banks is using this as some sort of ammunition to try to turn the guns towards a black boy Max. But I'm gonna be honest with you, gang. I'm not gonna get caught in that smoke screen dance. We can address that later. You spent all this energy exposing the DMs of a
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's some bitch shit, gang. I'm keep it a buck. That's that pillow talking shit I was talking about. You go on the internet, bro. You leaking your text message, mind you, bro. Forget about however that nigga was. Forget about however that nigga felt. Forget about however, like, whatever was going on at that moment. As a man, bro, you took some of your private business with another man. You put that shit on the internet for everybody to see, bro. But you also put niggas in contracts to where they can't talk about none of the shit you did to them. Seem a little fishy to me. Personally, bro, I don't think he's a nigga nobody should ever do business with, game. Cue the buck. Nah. I already know niggas gonna keep doing that shit. Cause you feel me? Niggas gonna do whatever the fuck they wanna do. Feel me? Cause I mean that's just what it is. But honestly, you do all of this. Feel me? You make a nigga look bad on the internet. Feel me? You try to turn his own people against him. Yeah, he made a mistake by allowing people to say the N-word. He's just not as educated, or he just doesn't care as much. Now, at some point, that might change. Feel me? But that's just one of his flaws. Everybody's flawed. That's just one of his flaws. Feel me? But at the end of the day, bro, you doing all this weaponizing and all these little decoys and all this little shit. It's not gonna protect you, gang. I'm Buck. How do I tell you? It's not gonna protect you at all. We all know who you truly are, Banks.
Young man who was going through a mental health crisis, which we talked about earlier in this year in a separate video. You spent all that time exposing those text messages to a community of people to do their own interpretations in an attempt to prove that y'all were in good standing. And I do want this to serve as some sort of like PSA to Blackboy Max or any of the young streamers out there. Yo, these people are not your friends. So you confiding in them thinking that they are is only going to hit you back in the face. Because the way that this narrative is trying to be painted is the fact that you didn't give a fuck and you made a mistake and you did X, Y, and Z, all while misdirecting us and redirecting us to something totally different from the actual conversation at hand. Now,
I'm saying, bro, the nigga Banks don't answer no real questions. He don't talk about none of this shit that's real. All he talk about is, these guys are fake. They're not real friends. Got you with that. I'm gonna go get more tattoos and wear chrome so I could be more like a black person. You'll never be one of us, gang. Get that shit up.
do like to acknowledge that Blackboy Max did fire back at him. Blackboy Max says, I joined FaZe at 20. I respected Banks. After I left FaZe, Banks would call me saying I needed him and my career was falling off. He took advantage of the fact that I was depressed and in the hospital. At one point, I let all the calls get to me and asked to join FaZe again. But I kept going, and in November, I was introduced to a manager who helped me realize that a lot of the things he told me were lies. I've since leaving worked with bigger guests and brands and have a 2026 plan that is only even bigger than what I've accomplished so far. Yeah, and that's probably gonna check out because you don't have somebody who is attached to DraftKings pushing for the brands and the sponsorships. Of course, they would do the people that fit best with their program on your platform first. That's just how that goes. Now, naturally, Banks did not like this. He would send his retaliation, more so targeting that retaliation to the fact that, yo, this guy is a liar. The things that he said was not true. He's deceiving everyone. And in fact, he hates his friends. Like, he turned his back on his friends. He fucked them over, etc., etc. And he gave the ultimate, and I do mean ultimate, cardinal sin and placed that onto Blackboy Max, saying that he botted views. But the reason why a lot of this stuff isn't hitting as hard as FaZe Banks thinks it should be is because of a couple things. One, he has a terrible track record in history as a content creator, as a business person. Like, community-wide, people do not fuck with FaZe Banks. You know, there's some diehards that are still phasing it up out there, but ultimately, there are people who have talked about the crypto schemes. There are people that talked about the allegations about him and the young girls. There are people who are starting to peel back the layers on the onion that is FaZe Banks, and boy, it is starting to stink up. And number two, if you're about to expose the fact that Max had bots, you're gonna have to expose the fact that a lot of these guys, specifically all the FaZe guys, had bots because they would get those bots from their management company. And guess who their management company is? You, dummy!
You at the bots, bitch! That's what you do! You're a background character talking like you fucking Beyonce. Nigga, you the fuck, yo, bro. Yo, this is Destiny Child. Get your ass in the back. Nigga, all the black men and all the one Jewish man and the one fat nigga and the one Asian nigga made you.
The reason why Banks isn't going into a lot of details and trying to do these personal attacks on Blackboy Max is because every time he speaks, he pokes holes in an argument that'll be favorable for him. He's the problem. Like, let's not get that twisted. Let's not get that misconstrued. Like, he is actively the problem in all these situations. And I'm so glad that people are starting to wake up to the fact that he came and he bullied me too. Max, I'm on your side. He bullied me too, gang. He bullied me too, but I'm glad we can sit on the same side together and really acknowledge that he's the problem. Max clapped back with a closing argument about him not being a liar and how this narrative isn't sticking like Banks thought it would, because to be quite honest with you, it kind of isn't. Now, granted, a business had to be done, but you didn't do it genuinely, like you said you did. And now you're attacking Max while simultaneously sending messages to his aunt about how he's one of the best kids out there. I don't know. By the time this video gets out, the other guys will have had spoken about what's going on. They're supposed to be doing a live stream very soon together, collectively, maybe separately, but like collectively at the same time. And I'm curious as to what they say when they finally speak out. I think that they'll address a lot of these issues. I think that some of these things they'll avoid because legally they can't. But what I will say is, again, my live stream is open for you guys. I am willing to sit down and have those conversations because I need to know why FaZe Banks lied to me.
We're not even gonna call you B, gang. I'm cute about we dead not calling you B, Banks. Yo, long story short, fuck that nigga Banks. He's a liar and a scammer and a cheater, and he will do anything to get over on niggas. Do not confide in him. Do not share any personal information with that nigga, because he will make you look crazy. Fuck that nigga and have a happy holidays. Wallahi, bro. Wallahi.